Hey y'all, it's Shyne.intl here and I am back with another video. So today we'll be talking about how important it is to trust yourself. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell to get notified every time your girl drops some new heat. Y'all, join the international gang. And if you are already part of the international gang, welcome back, y'all. So let's just jump right into the video. So basically, I want us to feel more comfortable trusting ourselves, leading our own way, okay? We cannot depend on other people to lead the way for us. This is our life. Some of the tips and stuff that I'm going to be giving you guys is kind of like a spiritual take on things. So if you are closed-minded, please just go ahead and exit and go to the next video, because I don't want to hear it in my comments or whatever. Spirituality is about individuality. We trust God first, but after God, putting the trust within ourselves, like understanding that we have everything. God has prepared us in every way for every battle. He gave us the tools, and so we need to trust Him and trust ourselves. Y'all, this video might be all over the place, so I don't think I want to do points. I'm just gonna talk and we're just gonna have like a discussion. Feel free to comment below. Everything that we have done to get to this very moment is because of our actions, our thoughts, like our choices. I like to think of life as there's no right or wrong. It's like if you're on a pathway, you could go left or you could go right. You don't know what path on the left holds or path on the right holds. You don't know what's behind the door. You don't know what's down the path as you go along. And then think of those pathways having their own pathways, and it's just like a million little pathways. Y'all ever read one of them books? If you go to the left, go to page 46. If you choose the right, go to page 11. Based on the different decisions that you made, you're gonna go to that page and you're gonna see the outcome. And keep going until you get to the end, and it's alternate endings. That's how life is. With that being said, with all of these possibilities, all of these outcomes, there is no right or wrong. You're literally just opening up more pathways, more outcomes, more possible outcomes. Whichever way you go is going to be tailored specifically to you. So somebody that's on their own path over there, like, they can't give you the guide to your pathway, your specific tailored life. That's for you to figure out. That's for you to experience. That's for you to learn. This is your trial and error. This is, no one path is alike. You are you and they are them. And you guys are two separate people on two separate paths, two separate circumstances. So you have to keep that in mind. You do what's best for you on your journey. And who knows what's best for you more than you? Even when you don't know, you know. I'm not saying that you can't ask your mother or you can't ask a trusted friend or a partner, what do you think I should do? Should I do this? What I am saying is stop depending on outside advice. Do you ever Google things that are not Googleable? How do I find inner peace? How is Google gonna tell you how to find inner peace? Google don't know. Google's gonna give you generic answers. You're not a generic bee. Everything that you need is within. First of all, what I tell you in every video, you have to learn yourself. So when you have questions like, how do I find inner peace? You'll know, okay, I feel the most peaceful when I'm reading a book in my bed, snuggled up next to my cat. Anything outside yourself is generic. They're only going to give you advice from the best of their ability, from their point of view, from their circumstances, from their perception of their reality. You get what I'm saying? I can sit here and tell you X, Y, and Z, but if it just doesn't sit right with you, don't do X, Y, and Z because I said to do it. do A, B, and C, because that's what sits right with you, and that's what I'm basically trying to convey to you guys. You ever get that call, and I spoke about this in my previous videos, but you ever get that call like, don't go here, don't go here, don't go here, and you go anyways, and the night be effed up, like, girl, you run over a nail, tire pop, your car gets towed, like a series of unfortunate events, but yourself, your inside, your inner you, basically. Ooh, cause why I just looked in the camera and realized that my necklace was down there. Yeah, I really can't believe y'all didn't tell me, and I'm not saying all that stuff again. So I'm just gonna put a disclaimer at the bottom and let y'all know. Yeah, a whole series of unfortunate events happened because you didn't listen to the inner you, yourself. That voice that like reminds you of stuff, that voice that calls and tells you when something's not right, that intuition. And then I'm not even gonna say woman's intuition, because everybody has intuition, okay? Come on now. You could literally guide yourself through life with your inner voice. This is how you get to hear yourself. Through meditation, you can hear yourself. Through alone time. Because when you alone, think about it, and not when you're strolling on your phone, like when you're like really alone, when you sit down and let all those thoughts come to your mind through meditation, or just even just chilling, like smoking, or you don't even have to smoke, just chilling with yourself, all these thoughts gonna come rushing to you. It's okay, it's okay, let these thoughts come, because that's how you learn to sift through, okay, that's my voice, that's just clutter, that's just chatter, like that's my voice, that's my intuition. It's like you get to know yourself on a different level. As you listen, you start to decipher, like, oh, okay, this is ego. Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all some homework. Meditate or just sit with yourself in silence for 10 minutes, just 10 minutes. Okay, and pay attention to your thoughts, right? Pay attention to every thought that comes. Like, don't judge yourself. Don't be like, ooh, why am I thinking about this? No, just sit back and relax and let your thoughts come and go. For an example, you sitting here, you thinking, like, oh, I can't stand none of the hoes at school. They be hating. Okay, that's ego thought. There's nothing wrong with your ego, but I want you to be able to decipher your ego versus your actual true inner self. Another thought may come like, damn, I gotta go to work. That's just your conscious mind, you know, a reminder like, I gotta go to work. Then you like, I really enjoy myself when I'm at the beach. Okay, that's your inner self. You get what I'm saying? That's something that you enjoy. That's something that you feel at peace with. So that's your inner self. Like, just pay attention to each thought. And you might have more ego than you have inner self, or you might have, you get what I'm saying? No one person is the same. So just pay attention. Sit with yourself, get to know yourself. Like, no phone, no TV, no music. Okay, you can do music. Music, yeah. But don't have the music blasting. See, with me, I get distracted. When I listen to music, I go to singing the songs and stuff. Now I'm thinking about the song lyrics, and now I'm totally distracted on what I'm supposed to be paying attention to. But at the same time, what I'm telling you is from my perception of my reality, from my experience. So you might be able to pay attention to your thoughts and listen to music at the same time. So do what's best for you. I'm gonna make a part 2, because I just feel like we could talk, I could talk and talk and talk about this for hours. I love like talking about stuff like this. Anyways, intuition and discernment is like a muscle. Basically practice listening, okay? Listening to yourself. That's how you practice. And this is where trust is hand in hand, because once you listen to yourself, then you start to trust yourself more and more and more, and then next thing you know, you're not gonna need anybody. I listen to what everybody has to say, but at the end of the day, I still do what I want to do. I am that type of person. But I want to get to the point where I don't even want to hear what y'all gotta say. The fact that I still consider people's opinions, I feel like I have work to do when it comes to that. I still Google stuff. Like, I want to move past that. But like I said, it takes practice. You're not gonna wake up overnight and be like, oh, do this, do that. No, it's not gonna happen like that. It takes time and it takes trust. And sometimes you might confuse your ego with your inner self most times, and it might lead you to something like, oh wait, I was wrong. Whew. I done had that before, especially when my feelings are involved, or like my judgment is cloudy because there's something like in my way that's making it hard for me to see like from a subjective point of view. It's going to happen, especially once you start like practicing in real life. So how I practice, I find that like when I just surrender and allow myself to lead myself without worry and having faith. I'm gonna try my best to explain it when I say I let myself lead. Okay, so I went to LA, I believe, and this was my first solo trip. I was supposed to go with a friend and she bailed on me. I'm somebody who believes everything happens for a reason. So I'm like, okay, well, it was meant for me to book my flight to LA. And I was nervous as hell. That happens when you don't know what's on that path that you chose or what's on that other side of the door that you chose. Fear is the first thing that comes to mind, fear and anxiety. So I was just anxious as hell, and I was just like, what am I gonna do? Like, how am I gonna do this? And it's like, I basically surrendered and I trusted myself, trusted God first, then myself. And I basically allowed myself to lead. And that's exactly what I did. I led the way. It's little stuff, but stuff like this actually helps you trust yourself when it comes to like big decisions later on down the line. Like, so listen, from when I got off that plane, that was my second time, like at that airport. It was a taxi line and then it was an Uber line. And I couldn't decide. It's gonna seem so petty, but I couldn't decide whether I wanted to take an Uber or a taxi, because the Uber was like over $100, and the taxi, you know, if you ever rode a cab before, it literally goes by the time. I'm like, which one will be cheaper? Which one will be cheaper? Some told me to take the cab. Mind you, the man, somebody outside of me was like, oh, if you take the cab, they're gonna try to take the long way, and the best bet is just to pay that little $120 on Uber and just take it that way. And so I decided I'm gonna take the cab. So that's what I did. I took the cab and I ended up saving $40. And I was so happy because I was really torn. Like, literally was dead about to order an Uber, and I'm like waiting in line for the cab, and I'm like, okay, which one? Think quick, think on your feet. If I would have listened to that man, I would have took an Uber and I would have spent $40 more. That's something small, but at the same time, it's just like little things like that builds up to greater things. So with that being said, for the rest of my trip, I allow myself to lead the way. I just put trust in myself. Like, I know that I'm not gonna lead myself down the wrong path. I know that whatever happens is meant to happen. I believe that, like, wholeheartedly. Whoever you meet, you're supposed to meet. I believe in that type of stuff. Like, G shit. Nothing is a coincidence. Nothing is an accident. I feel like I'm rambling, but I feel like I'm giving y'all some jewels or whatever. So y'all, I think I'm gonna make a part 2. I'm gonna make a part 2 to this video because my camera is dying. I've been filming for like 30 minutes. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell to get notified every time your girl drops some new heat. So what are some ways that your intuition is proving you right? And it doesn't have to be about relationships. I'm talking about small, minuscule to humongous revelations that you have from trusting yourself. Everything that you need is within y'all. Thank you so much for watching part 1 of this video, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Thank you, lady.